what's up YouTube? It's Pokemon Breeder Ricky, and I was looking through the Pokedex entries and I realized that some Pokemon have a hard life. So I decided to do a little list of the top 5 Pokemon that really have it rough. There's actually more than 5, but I thought top 5 sounded better than top 9 or 8. Some Pokemon are paired up with others because I feel like they equally have the short end of the stick. But without further explanation, let's start the list. Number 5. We have everybody's favorite slug, Slugma. Now just looking at this little guy, you gotta feel sorry for him because he's not that pretty. It's sort of the face that only a mother could love. But that is not why he's on the list. Its Pokedex entry states, its body is made of magma. If it doesn't keep moving, its body will cool and harden. Its body turns brittle and chunks fall off, reducing its size. So see, Slugma has it rough because it needs to keep moving in order to keep its body warm. It never stops and it never sleeps. It just has to keep moving. In other words, next time you're going through Frost Cavern, think twice before bringing your Slugma. Number 4. We have the cute little bug Pokemon by the name of Paris. If you take a look at its Pokedex entry, growing out of the bug's back are mushrooms called Tochukasu. I'm probably butchering that. The mushrooms grow with the bug host. It doesn't sound that bad, right? I mean, how bad could these mushrooms be? Well, Paris has it rough because it knows that eventually that mushroom is going to take over him. And we know this because once Paris evolves to Parasect, its Pokedex says a host-parasite pair in which the parasite mushroom has taken over the host bug. In other words, we have a zombie bug Pokemon being controlled by the Tochukasu mushroom. You know, this happens to bugs in real life, and I gotta say, that kinda sucks. What's worse is that Paris doesn't really have a choice whether or not it gets infected by these mushrooms, because when Parasect lay their eggs, they're coated in spores, and once Paris hatches, it immediately gets infected. So yeah, I'm thinking that life's gotta suck. Number 3. The Gaseous Ghost Pokemon Ghastly. Ghastly. You might be thinking to yourself, how hard could life be for this unliving Pokemon? Well, this is why I'm here. Its Pokedex entry states, when exposed to a strong wind, the gaseous body quickly dwindles away. Groups of this Pokemon cluster under the eaves of houses to escape the ravages of wind. This means that Ghastly's body will simply disappear in a strong wind. So next time you decide to use Gust on a Ghastly, remember that you might just make that Ghastly dwindle away. Murderer. Number 2. In the number 2 spot, we have 2 Pokemon, and they are the overrated Charmander and Spoink, the cute little bouncy pig. Granted, most of you know that Charmander and Spoink are always at a constant risk of death. Charmander because it has to keep the flame on its tail lit, or else it dies. And Spoink because if it stops bouncing, its heart will stop. Charmander doesn't have it as bad as Spoink, but he does constantly have to look out for water. So I mean, that's gotta be kinda sucky, right? Could you imagine what it would be like to constantly have to bounce up and down in order to keep your heart going? I mean, it's fun at first, but eventually you're gonna get tired. Number 1. And again, we're doing 2 Pokemon for this number because they're sort of similar. We have Lapras and Statler. Now, what could these 2 Pokemon have in common? How about the fact that people have pushed them close to extinction because they are hunted? Lapras's Pokedex states, people have driven Lapras to the point of extinction. In the evenings, this Pokemon is said to sing plaintively as it seeks what few others of its kind still remain. And Statler's Pokedex entry, Statler's magnificent antlers were traded at high prices as works of art. As a result, this Pokemon was hunted close to extinction by those who were after the priceless antlers. These Pokemon made it to the top of my list because humans are greedy. I don't see how people could hurt these Pokemon. They look so cute and friendly. I just want to give them a hug and apologize for the cruelty they face because of us humans. So that is my list of the top 5 Pokemon that are always in danger. Now let's jump right over to last week's comments. The Stone MZ, I really like this idea and I hope that Game Freak implements it one day. I agree with you guys. I feel like we do need a very competitive, cocky rival. I'm tired of everybody being so friendly. Give me a jerk, damn it. Oh, giggity. You know what's the sad part, bitch? You're not the only one who never thought about that last Pokemon. Truth be duh, it's fine if you like all of them, but I really hope you stick with Team Rowlet. Darian, I couldn't agree with you more. I felt like the characters in X and Y were a little bland, and I really hope that they don't do that for Sun and Moon. Game Freak, I say we give Sammy 27 rivals. And rest in peace, Mark the Chicken's ears. And here are some awesome drawings you guys drew. If you ever want to send in anything you drew, go ahead and do so through Instagram or Twitter. And thank you guys so much for this. Holy cow, that was so fast. Here is to 2,000 subscribers. And with that, we have the question of the week, which is, if you had to kill a Lapras or a Statler, which one would it be and why? And that is all I have for you this week, guys. If you enjoyed this video, guys, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't seen my last video, I'll go ahead and leave it over there for you. It's a Pokemon Sun and Moon speculation. Will we have 2 professors and 2 rivals for the Alola region? Go ahead and check that out. Give it some love. Don't forget to leave your comments down below for a chance to be on next week's episode. And with that, I say bye. Say bye, Pumpkaboo.